Hi, bonjour. Welcome to Lesson 14, Section B, pages 208 to 10. So we're going to be talking about the preposition à and à plus l'article défini, the definite articles. Okay. The preposition à has several meanings. It can mean in, for example, Patrick habite à Paris. Patrick lives in Paris. It can mean at. Nous sommes à la piscine. We are at the pool. It can mean to. Est-ce que tu vas à Toulouse? Are you going to Toulouse? Unfortunately, à cannot hang out with certain people, and that would be le and les. So let's look at the forms of à plus the definite article in the sentences below. Voici le café. Marc est au café. Corinne va au café. Marc is at the café. Corinne goes to the café. Voici les Champs-Élysées. Tu es aux Champs-Élysées. Je vais aux Champs-Élysées. Here is the Champs-Élysées, which is an avenue. Tu es aux Champs-Élysées. You are at the Champs-Élysées. Je vais aux Champs-Élysées. I'm going to the Champs-Élysées. Voici la piscine. Anne est à la piscine. Eric va à la piscine. Voici l'hôtel. Je suis à l'hôtel. Vous allez à l'hôtel. The preposition à contracts with le and les, but not with la and l apostrophe. So let's take a peek. When you have à plus le, it becomes o, right? When you have à plus les, it becomes o. But notice we don't have a contraction with feminine things. We still have à la and à plus l apostrophe, which isn't necessarily feminine. It's just different. Also, there is a liaison after o when the next word begins with the vowel sounds. For example, le professeur parle aux élèves. Je téléphone aux amis de Claire. Okay, so we're doing a contraction with le and les. So basically, this is like making a contractions of sorts. À plus le can't be together, so they must become au. Au stade, au supermarché, au magasin, au parc. You use this to say at the or to the for masculine singular things. À plus les also can't be together, so they become au with an X. Aux États-Unis, au magasin, au vestiaire. You use this to say at the for masculine plural things. O and o sound like oh, oh. Dans la rue, two friends meet in the street and talk about where they are going. Tu vas au café? Non, je vais à la plage. Can you practice this on your own? And on page 127 of your workbook, please do exercises A1 and AB2. A1 is filling the Eiffel Tower with the forms of the verb aller, and AB2 is using forms of aller, à, plus the various places, but make sure you use a contraction if you need to. Number 4, préférence. Ask your classmates about their preferences and be sure to use contractions when needed. Aller à le concert or le théâtre. Tu préfères aller au concert ou au théâtre? Je préfère aller au concert. So, how would you say where you prefer to go? Practice this at home and in your workbook. So go to page 128, B3. Look at the example. Jacqueline parle à le garçon français. We can't have à plus le together, and that would become Jacqueline parle, conjugate the verb, au garçon français. You dig? Good. À Paris. You are living in Paris. A friend asks you where you are going and why. Act out the dialogues with the classmates. So, you have opéra, j'aime la danse classique. Où vas-tu? Je vais à l'opéra. Pourquoi? Parce que j'aime la danse classique. Just a little bit of cultural background on the opera. There are 2 opera buildings in Paris. L'Opéra Garnier, the old opera house now home of the Paris Ballet, where the Phantom of the Opera lives. And l'Opéra de la Bastille is a concert hall built in 1989, home of the Paris Opera. Okay? All right, and 6. Où vont-ils? Say where the following people are going according to what they like to do. Daniel aime danser. Il va à la discothèque. Notice we are switching from using the verb aimer, which is M, to using aller. Oh, crumbs. Aller, which is va. Sorry about that R. Okay? En ville. Lots of vocabulary here. So, quelques endroits et quelques événements où aller. So, places and things or events to go to. So, an endroit, endroit, un événement, événement, un concert, concert, un film, film, un match, un pique-nique, un rendezvous, un rendezvous. Language note, the word rendezvous includes all types of appointments with friends, teachers, as well as professional appointments with doctors and dentists, etc. The term means that people have arranged to meet somewhere. Une boum, a party, une fête, another party, and une soirée, an evening party. Verbs that you should know, these are all ER verbs. Arriver is to arrive, right? J'arrive à l'école à 9 heures. Rentrer is to go back or to come back. À quelle heure rentres-tu à la maison? When do you go back home? Rester means to stay. Les touristes restent à l'hôtel. This is a false cognate. Okay? Whoops. More expressions. How do we get places? À pied and à vélo. These are things that are powered by us. En voiture, en bus, en train, en métro, en taxi. These are all things that require a motor. So just to remind you that you can go to an exposition at a museum, and un bus or un autobus is a city bus that follows a regular route. An intercity or tour bus is known as un car or an autocar. I don't know why, that's just the way it is. And a school bus is known as un car scolaire. Go with it. All right, so faire une promenade à pied is to go for a walk, to make a promenade on foot. Faire une promenade à vélo is to go for a ride by bike. And faire une promenade en voiture is to go for a drive. Okay. So, question personnelle. How would you answer these questions? All right? And at the end, please go to quizzes, enter the game code, and use your name, something I can identify, to answer the questions. This will be open until Thursday, October 13th at 11 a.m. Thanks. Au revoir.